Psychopathy. It's a word that sends shivers down spines. It evokes images of notorious criminals and cold-blooded killers. But psychopathy is more than just a collection of scary stories. It's a complex personality disorder. Psychopaths walk among us, often undetected. They can be charming, manipulative, and utterly devoid of empathy. One of the most chilling aspects of psychopathy is the insatiable need for control. Psychopaths are master manipulators, pulling strings like a puppeteer controlling a marionette. They crave power over others. This desire to control permeates their relationships, their careers, and every aspect of their lives. But what drives this need for control? What makes the psychopathic mind tick? In this exploration of the psychopath's mind, we will unravel the complex interplay of factors that contribute to their controlling behavior. Imagine a world devoid of empathy. You feel no remorse, no guilt, no genuine connection to the emotions of others. This is the chilling reality for psychopaths. They lack the ability to understand or share the feelings of those around them. This emotional detachment allows them to manipulate and control without a shred of guilt. This lack of empathy is a cornerstone of the psychopath's controlling behavior. They see others as pawns in their game. They are master strategists, always calculating, always planning their next move. Their victims are mere instruments to be used and discarded at will, but their control extends beyond mere manipulation. Psychopaths crave a sense of power and dominance. They need to feel superior, in control of every situation. This desire for dominance fuels their need to dictate the actions, thoughts, and emotions of others. Their lack of remorse further solidifies their controlling tendencies. They operate without conscience, unburdened by the guilt and regret that would typically accompany such manipulative behavior. This allows them to exert control ruthlessly, leaving a trail of emotional wreckage in their wake. The roots of psychopathy run deep, reaching into the very structure of the brain. Research has shown distinct differences in the brains of psychopaths compared to neurotypical individuals. These differences provide crucial insights into their profound lack of empathy and insatiable need for control. One key area of interest is the amygdala, the brain's emotional center. Studies have revealed reduced activity in the amygdala of psychopaths, particularly when processing fear and sadness in others. This diminished activity may explain their inability to recognize and respond to these emotions, contributing to their callous and manipulative behavior. Furthermore, abnormalities in the prefrontal cortex, responsible for impulse control, judgment, and planning, have also been observed. This impaired function may contribute to their impulsive actions, risk-taking behavior, and disregard for the consequences of their controlling actions. These brain differences, while significant, do not paint the whole picture. Psychopathy is a complex interplay of nature and nurture. Genetic predispositions lay the foundation, but environmental factors and social experiences shape the manifestation of these traits. At the heart of the psychopath's need for control lies a profoundly inflated ego. Their sense of self-importance is massive. They view themselves as superior beings, above the rules and norms that govern others. This grandiose self-image fuels their belief that they are entitled to control and manipulate those around them. Like a king ruling over his subjects, the psychopath feels an inherent right to dictate the lives of others. Their wishes are paramount. Their needs come first. Anyone who dares to challenge this perceived authority is met with swift and often ruthless retribution. This inflated ego also manifests as a profound lack of accountability. Psychopaths rarely accept responsibility for their actions, particularly when those actions harm others. They are masters of deflection, twisting narratives to shift blame and maintain their position of power. The world in their eyes revolves around them. Others are merely players in their game, pawns to be manipulated to satisfy their insatiable need for control and dominance. This distorted worldview makes empathy and genuine connection virtually impossible. Section 2. A world of objects. The psychopath's lack of empathy transforms their relationships into mere transactions. People become objects, mere tools to be used for personal gain. They are devoid of the emotional depth that characterizes healthy connections. Their world is a chessboard, and humans are the pieces they strategically maneuver. They are experts at reading people, identifying weaknesses and vulnerabilities to exploit. They can mimic emotions they don't feel, crafting facades of charm and charisma to lure their targets into a web of manipulation. They are chameleons, adapting their persona to suit the situation and the individual they aim to control. This objectification of others allows the psychopath to act without conscience. They feel no remorse for the pain they inflict, no guilt for the lives they damage. Their victims are simply collateral damage in their pursuit of control and gratification. Their relationships are shallow and fleeting, often characterized by a cycle of idealization, devaluation, and discard. Once the target has served its purpose, the psychopath moves on without hesitation, leaving a trail of emotional devastation in their wake. Section 3. The thrill of the game. For the psychopath, control is more than just a desire. It's an addiction. The act of manipulating and dominating others provides a rush, a sense of power that feeds their inflated ego and reinforces their need for control. They thrive on chaos and drama, often orchestrating situations to elicit emotional responses from their victims. The stronger the reaction, the greater the sense of power and control they experience. This manipulation becomes a game, a twisted form of entertainment that fuels their need for stimulation. Their lack of fear and disregard for consequences further fuel this addictive cycle. They are impulsive risk-takers, constantly pushing boundaries to see how much they can get away with. The thrill of the game, the adrenaline rush of successfully manipulating and controlling others, becomes a powerful reinforcement for their behavior. This constant need for stimulation and the high they derive from controlling others can lead to a dangerous escalation of behavior. As the stakes rise, so does the potential for harm to both the psychopath and those unfortunate enough to cross their path. Section 4. Masks and Manipulation. Psychopaths are masters of deception. They wear masks of normalcy, carefully constructed facades that conceal their true nature. They can be charming, charismatic, and seemingly empathetic, lulling their victims into a false sense of security. This ability to blend in is their most dangerous weapon. They study social cues and learn to mimic appropriate emotional responses. They can appear kind and compassionate, while their inner world remains cold and calculating. This disconnect between their outward persona and their internal landscape allows them to manipulate and control without suspicion. Their manipulative tactics are as varied as the individuals they target. They might employ charm and flattery, playing the role of the perfect partner or friend. They might use intimidation and threats, instilling fear to maintain control. Or they might resort to gaslighting, subtly distorting reality to make their victims doubt their own sanity. Their ability to adapt their approach, combined with their lack of empathy and remorse, makes them incredibly dangerous predators. They move through the world undetected, leaving a trail of broken hearts, shattered lives, and emotional wreckage in their wake. Section 1. The Anatomy of Control. Delving deeper into the psychopath's mind requires a journey into the very structure of their brain. Brain imaging studies have revealed fascinating, albeit unsettling, differences compared to neurotypical individuals. These differences provide a glimpse into the biological underpinnings of their chilling need for control. One area of particular interest is the amygdala, a small almond-shaped structure deep within the brain. This region is our emotional hub, responsible for processing fear, aggression, and empathy. In psychopaths, the amygdala shows significantly reduced activity, particularly when confronted with displays of fear or sadness in others. This diminished activity helps explain their emotional detachment and their inability to experience empathy in the same way others do. They simply don't register the emotional cues that would typically evoke compassion or remorse, allowing them to manipulate and control without a shred of guilt. Furthermore, the prefrontal cortex, the brain's executive control center, also exhibits abnormalities in psychopaths. This region is responsible for impulse control, planning, and decision-making, functions that are often impaired in those with psychopathy. If you found this exploration into the psychopath's mind intriguing, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more in-depth content. Your support helps us bring you more fascinating insights. Section 2. The underdeveloped conscience. The prefrontal cortex plays a crucial role in moral development and conscience formation. It acts as a brake on impulsive behavior, guiding us towards socially acceptable actions and inhibiting actions that would harm others. In psychopaths, however, this braking system appears to be faulty. Studies have shown reduced grey matter volume and activity in the prefrontal cortex of psychopaths, suggesting impaired development and function. This deficiency may contribute to their impulsivity, their inability to learn from mistakes, and their disregard for the consequences of their actions. This lack of a fully functioning conscience allows them to act without the moral compass that guides most individuals. They can lie, cheat, manipulate, and even harm others without experiencing the pangs of guilt or remorse that would typically accompany such actions. This biological predisposition, however, does not mean that psychopaths are devoid of free will. They understand the difference between right and wrong. They simply don't feel the emotional weight of their actions in the same way others do. Their choices are driven by a cold, calculating logic, unburdened by the constraints of empathy and conscience. Section 3. Nature's blueprint nurtures sculptor. While biology lays the foundation, it is the interplay of genes and environment that shapes the individual. Psychopathy is not simply hardwired at birth. Early life experiences, particularly those involving trauma, neglect, or abuse, can have a profound impact on the developing brain and influence the trajectory of psychopathic traits. Children who experience severe trauma or deprivation are more likely to exhibit callous, unemotional traits, a key facet of psychopathy. These early experiences can disrupt the development of empathy and emotional regulation, creating fertile ground for the emergence of controlling and manipulative behaviors. Furthermore, inconsistent parenting styles, characterized by a mix of harsh discipline and indulgence, can also contribute to the development of controlling tendencies. Children raised in such environments may learn that manipulation and aggression are effective ways to get their needs met. It's important to note that not every child who experiences trauma or adverse childhood experiences will become a psychopath. However, such experiences can increase the likelihood of developing these traits, particularly in individuals who are genetically predisposed to psychopathy. Section 4. A legacy of trauma. Trauma can leave an indelible mark on the brain, altering its structure and function in ways that can have long-lasting consequences. For individuals predisposed to psychopathy, childhood trauma can act as a catalyst, amplifying their innate tendencies and setting them on a path towards a life of manipulation and control. One way trauma can impact the brain is by disrupting the development of healthy attachment patterns. Secure attachment, characterized by trust and emotional connection, is essential for developing empathy and healthy relationships. Children who experience trauma, however, may develop insecure attachment styles, leading to difficulties in forming and maintaining healthy bonds. This inability to form genuine connections can further fuel the psychopath's need for control. They may seek to compensate for their lack of emotional depth by exerting power over others, using manipulation and control as a substitute for genuine intimacy. It is crucial to remember that while childhood trauma can have a profound impact on the development of psychopathy, it does not excuse or justify harmful behavior. Understanding the role of trauma is essential for developing effective interventions and preventing future harm. but it should not be misconstrued as absolving individuals of responsibility for their actions. Section 1. The Crucible of Control. Imagine a childhood devoid of warmth, empathy, and consistent affection, a household ruled by fear, manipulation, or neglect. This is the breeding ground for control in the psychopathic mind. Early experiences, particularly within the family unit, play a pivotal role in shaping their manipulative tendencies. Children learn by observing and interacting with their caregivers. They absorb behavioral patterns, coping mechanisms, and relationship dynamics. For a child genetically predisposed to psychopathy, growing up in a dysfunctional or abusive environment can be like pouring gasoline on a fire. If a child's early experiences teach them that manipulation and control are the most effective ways to navigate the world and get their needs met, these behaviors become deeply ingrained. They learn to associate power and dominance with safety and security, reinforcing their need to control their environment and the people within it. Moreover, inconsistent parenting, marked by a chaotic mix of harsh discipline and sporadic indulgence, can further fuel these tendencies. The child receives mixed messages, never quite sure what behavior will elicit praise or punishment. This unpredictability can lead to anxiety, hypervigilance, and a desperate need to control their surroundings to mitigate the sense of chaos. Section 2. Twisted Role Models. Children are like sponges, absorbing the behaviors and attitudes of those around them. When their primary role models, often parents or caregivers, exhibit controlling or manipulative behaviors, the child learns that these are acceptable ways of interacting with others. A parent who rules the household with an iron fist, demanding absolute obedience and using fear or guilt to control their children, provides a living example of how to exert power over others. The child, especially one wired for psychopathy, internalizes these dynamics, viewing manipulation and control as normal and effective. Even more subtly, a parent who themselves lacks empathy manipulates others to get their way or exhibits other psychopathic traits can unconsciously transmit these behaviors to their children. The child grows up witnessing these dysfunctional patterns, normalizing them, and potentially replicating them in their own relationships. This is not to say that every child raised in such an environment will become a psychopath. However, for those genetically predisposed, exposure to these behaviors during these critical developmental years can significantly increase the likelihood of developing controlling and manipulative tendencies. Section 3. A society that enables. While the roots of psychopathy may lie in the individual, societal factors can create environments that enable and even reward controlling behavior. Our culture often glorifies ambition, ruthlessness, and the pursuit of power, inadvertently celebrating traits often associated with psychopathy. We see this in the corporate world, where cutthroat competition and a focus on profits over people can create a breeding ground for those who thrive on control and manipulation. The same can be said for politics, where power struggles and a lack of accountability can attract individuals with psychopathic tendencies. Furthermore, our obsession with celebrity and the pursuit of fame can inadvertently create a platform for individuals with psychopathic traits to flourish. The desire for adoration, attention, and the power that comes with fame can be a potent motivator for those who crave control and manipulate others to achieve their goals. This is not to say that all successful individuals are psychopaths. However, it's crucial to recognize how societal structures and cultural values can inadvertently create environments where controlling and manipulative behaviors are not only tolerated, but often rewarded. Section 4. Breaking the cycle of control. Understanding the complex interplay of genetic predispositions, early childhood experiences, and societal influences is crucial for breaking the cycle of control associated with psychopathy. Early intervention is key. Identifying children at risk and providing them with the support and therapy they need can help mitigate the development of controlling and manipulative behaviors. Parenting programs that promote empathy, emotional regulation, and healthy relationship dynamics can be invaluable, especially for families where psychopathic traits may be present. Teaching children about boundaries, consent, and respectful communication can help equip them with the tools they need to form healthy relationships and avoid falling prey to manipulation. Furthermore, challenging societal norms that glorify ruthlessness and the pursuit of power at all costs is essential. We need to foster a culture of empathy, compassion, and accountability, where manipulative and controlling behaviors are recognized, challenged, and rejected. Breaking the cycle of control requires a multifaceted approach, addressing both individual and societal factors. By understanding the roots of psychopathy and fostering environments that promote empathy and healthy relationships, we can work towards creating a safer and more compassionate world for everyone. Section 1. The Psyche of Power, a recap. We've journeyed deep into the labyrinth of the psychopathic mind, seeking to understand the roots of their insatiable need for control. Our exploration has revealed a complex interplay of factors, a perfect storm of nature and nurture that shapes these individuals and their manipulative tendencies. We've uncovered the biological underpinnings, the brain differences that contribute to their emotional detachment and lack of empathy. We've seen how the amygdala, the seat of fear and compassion, operates differently in their brains, leaving them unable to experience or process emotions in the same way others do. We've also explored the crucial role of environment, how childhood trauma, dysfunctional family dynamics, and societal influences can amplify their innate tendencies, shaping them into master manipulators. We've seen how early experiences, particularly those characterized by abuse, neglect, or inconsistent parenting, can teach them that control is the only way to navigate a chaotic and unpredictable world. But our journey hasn't been solely focused on the darkness. By understanding the origins of their behavior, we've also shed light on the importance of empathy, early intervention, and creating a society that fosters healthy relationships and challenges the glorification of ruthlessness and control. Section 2. The Societal Stakes. The implications of psychopathy extend far beyond individual interactions. Their manipulative tendencies can seep into the very fabric of society, influencing corporate culture, political landscapes, and even our justice system. In the corporate world, where ambition and the pursuit of profit often reign supreme, individuals with psychopathic traits can rise to positions of power, leaving a trail of shattered careers and ethical breaches in their wake. Their lack of empathy and disregard for consequences can lead to toxic work environments and a culture of fear and intimidation. Similarly, in the political arena, their charisma, ability to manipulate public opinion, and lack of remorse can be a dangerous combination. They may rise to positions of influence by exploiting others, spreading misinformation, and prioritizing their own ambitions over the needs of their constituents. Our justice system, too, grapples with the challenges posed by psychopathy. Their ability to charm juries, manipulate legal loopholes, and lack of genuine remorse can make it difficult to hold them accountable for their actions. This highlights the need for ongoing research, specialized training for law enforcement and legal professionals, and a justice system that recognizes the unique challenges posed by this disorder. Section 3. Recognizing the players. Knowledge is power. By understanding the traits and tactics of psychopathy, we can better protect ourselves and those around us from their manipulative influence. While not everyone who exhibits controlling behaviors is a psychopath, recognizing the red flags can help us navigate potentially harmful relationships and situations. Be wary of individuals who display a grandiose sense of self-importance, a lack of empathy or remorse, a disregard for rules and boundaries, a history of exploiting others, and a pattern of superficial charm that masks a deeper manipulative agenda. Pay attention to your gut instincts. If something feels off, trust your intuition. Remember, psychopaths are skilled manipulators. They can be incredibly charming and persuasive, often mirroring your own values and beliefs to gain your trust. Don't be afraid to question inconsistencies in their stories, challenge their behavior, and set firm boundaries. It's also important to note that psychopathy exists on a spectrum. Not all individuals with psychopathic traits will engage in criminal behavior or cause significant harm. However, recognizing the signs and understanding the potential risks can empower you to make informed decisions about your interactions and protect yourself from exploitation. Section 4. Protecting yourself, empowering others. If you find yourself in a relationship with someone who exhibits controlling or manipulative behaviors, it's crucial to prioritize your safety and well-being. Remember, you're not to blame for their behavior, and you're not responsible for fixing them. Establish clear boundaries and enforce them consistently. Don't be afraid to say no to their demands and walk away from situations that make you feel uncomfortable or unsafe. Seek support from trusted friends, family members, or a therapist who can provide guidance and validation. If you're concerned about someone else who may be in a relationship with a psychopath, offer your support without judgment. Encourage them to seek professional help and provide them with resources that can empower them to make their own decisions. Remember, breaking free from the control of a psychopath can be a challenging and lengthy process. It often requires professional guidance, a strong support system, and unwavering self-compassion. Section 5. A Future of Understanding. The study of psychopathy is ongoing. As we delve deeper into the complexities of the brain, genetics, and the interplay of nature and nurture, we gain a greater understanding of this disorder and its implications for individuals and society as a whole. This knowledge empowers us to develop more effective interventions, improve diagnostic tools, and create a more informed and compassionate approach to addressing the challenges posed by psychopathy. By fostering empathy, promoting healthy relationships, and challenging societal norms that glorify control and manipulation, we can create a world where everyone has the opportunity to thrive. The journey into the psychopath's mind is not for the faint of heart. It's a journey that requires courage, compassion, and a commitment to unraveling the complexities of human behavior. But it's a journey worth taking, for it holds the key to not only protecting ourselves, but also creating a more just and empathetic world for generations to come. If you found this exploration insightful, please subscribe to our channel for more content on understanding the human mind and behavior. Your support helps us continue this important work.